Okay.
Okay, so we start ya Kak Pipi ya.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, let's start our meeting today. Thank you for your coming. For everyone, Kak Pipi, Kak Jiur, Verindra, Kak Desi. Let me mention one by one, and Kak Rida, yeah. Hopefully I mentioned already. Everyone's.
You have not mentioned the boys.
Oh, the boys. Who's the boys? Kayum. I mentioned the Kayum. I think already. Right.
Verindra already?
Yes, Verindra already. So how long we present, Kak? 20 minutes, yeah. 20 minutes too long.
Too long
10?
lah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah, 10. Yeah.
10 minutes. Okay. So you will be sharing your reads last month in these occasions, and we are giving you 10 minutes to present. And I have shared 5 questions that you should include in the presentations. You should answer in the presentations. And yeah, that's very much of it. So who's going to present first? Ladies first or boy first?
You?
Let me be the last. I think Kak Desi, last time Kak Desi didn't present, yeah? You remember last meeting? Kak Desi asked permission to leave earlier. So
Yeah.
I think I will give the floor to Kak Desi to present the book she's reading.
Yeah, I will present it in short time, not long time. Okay.
Yeah.
Yesterday at our last meeting, I read Yuval Noah Harari's Homo Sapiens, and I'm so happy to read it. And now I continue the book of him, the Homo Deus. A little bit, yeah. Okay. Lesson I get from the book. I got many lessons from these 2 books. Yeah, actually, I don't finish Homo Deus yet because I'm busy, and I will be so busy a couple months later. So I think I will finish it so late, but it's okay. I always interest in something that inform us about who human, where we from, and where we go. Before reading Yuval Noah Harari, I remember that I read Dan Brown, his book Original. I think the title is Original. Okay, Origin. He writes about human, where we from, and where we go. And it is not so much different with Yuval Noah Harari, yeah. But yeah, Dan Brown is not it's fiction. It's not fiction, yeah. Okay, and he just said that out of there, not in Earth, we can find a life, a creature in other planet. Maybe it is still still in form of DNA, in form of protein, but we all human come from protein, yeah, come from DNA. So it is not impossible if someday the creature outside our planet will be human like us. And he said also that after our life, computer will dominate us. It is same with Yuval Noah Harari, yeah? But Yuval is much better than him. So I think this book really satisfied me, really answer my curiosity about this life. And I have many favorite quotes. because I read in Bahasa, so I translate Bahasa to English. Yeah. Many. Yeah. I just mentioned a little. I just mentioned some of them. First, we learn history to free ourselves. Yeah. I think it's here, not only me who likes to learn history, and Yuval Noah Harari really great to explain it. We learn history to free ourselves. So, for example, you woman, why woman cannot go to school? Maybe, oh, actually, it's a part of history, and actually, we can free from it, from the view, yeah, the point of view. So we can learn, we can have a same equal or have a equal position with men, like that. It's just for example. And the second quote is from Homo sapiens. History has no determination. Wow, for me it's a big thing. History has no determination. So where we go? If we have no determination, where we go? What happened? Why is it happen suddenly? Why no determination? Wow.
What is determination?
Determination means arah,
Destination.
destination.
Yeah. Determination is itu. Give up itu determination.
Give up.
Tidak.
A row, yeah. Jadi, if history has determination, so we can predict what happened next. Yeah. If history has pattern, so we will know. We can predict what happened next. But determination, but history just happened suddenly. It wins. It fell. Yes, a country wins. A country fell. I don't know. So for me, it's a big thing. And okay, that's only two big quotations. And I concern more about our country or the world now. Okay, we can see from the news that many countries has invest their money to artificial intelligence, bionic, like Yuval Noah Harari. But Indonesia, what happened in Indonesia? We still fight for primitive.
Who is right? Who is right and who is wrong in religion?
Yeah, primitive debate. Religion. I think it's so. Like Yuval said that maybe 300 years later, we don't know what will religion will last. Maybe not our religion now. So we still in primitive debate. So
I agree with that.
I want to share not to you because I see that you will understand. I see too many people around me that please stop the debate. Let's talk about artificial intelligence because the country who has technology about it will rule the world. And we know Yuval said that war will end. Yeah. But I see we have a fight now, a soft fight, because Chinese wants to occupy the South Chinese Sea. Yeah? It has been a fight for many years, yeah, and last until now. And I also wonder about the history of corporation, that the corporations begin the cooptation in country in Asia, yeah, like VOC to Indonesia, and another corporation to another country in Asia. They start imperialism and etc. And if you ask to read the book, I will read this book 10.
10, yeah. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
because I really like. Yeah,
you really
I
like
think,
the book.
yeah, I like Yuval. It doesn't mean that I believe that we are from chimpanzee. I don't believe the evolution. Yeah, I do not believe, but
Theory,
but
evolution
Yuval
theory.
really impressed me much. Yeah, And
Okay.
my next rate, I hope I can finish Homo Deus, and I will continue to his third book, 21st lesson to 20%. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
So
Give applause for Kak Desi. So I have read
Yay!
uh
Cool.
about I haven't read the book of Homo Deus, but I have read some review about the book, and it's really it's not an easy book in the context of uh, the idea of, because if you translate the Homo Deus means human God. So
yeah,
what is Yuval Noah Harari is talking about is about how human will transform to be equal to God.
Yeah.
So actually, I have read some of the review of the books, and it's actually a very quote unquote dangerous theory if we don't take it. I mean, harus bijak
yeah.
to we don't swallow all the information he presents.
No,
Same like
definitely.
same like Dan Brown origin. It's also some of the review about the book is it's really talking about the origin of human, right? Is that correct? And we have to be wise to take the information because it can be misleading if we are not be careful. So
Yeah,
that's all I
Jerry,
can.
I think
Yeah,
we should not go down that path, because if we go down that path, we will debate about religion, and that is
yeah,
not what we want. Remember
sure, yeah,
that is not the important situation in this modern era. So
yeah.
we
Okay.
debate
Yeah,
about
Yeah, no
I do
worries, no
origin
worries.
agree.
or this is
I'm not talking about a religion. I'm just talking about a review of the books that I have read some. And
yeah.
Uh,
just
I
my
want
perspective
to
about the
give
book.
comment. Maybe it's not a danger. Yeah, this Homo Deus means that human turn to God. Okay, in this time, in this modern era, maybe yes, because we choose many things. We decide uh, the the animal that we can maintain to life, gitu, maintain to believe,
Yeah,
gitu ya. But uh, 3 years later, or many years later, we will be dominated by uh, creation that we create. Yeah,
yeah. That's what
and
I think.
I believe it will happen. So we're not God anymore.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just
It is related to the artificial intelligence.
yeah.
If that's the
Yeah,
case, if that's the case, maybe we should not develop artificial intelligence then.
yeah. It
Countries do
said
it.
the artificial intelligence will backfire humans in the
Yeah.
future.
That's why when Kak Desi said why we don't research on artificial intelligence, probably that's the best way. We should not research on it. Invest on artificial intelligence in Indonesia.
But what can't another country? They have research about it, and
But
they will
then
work
if they
for.
do that, it will replace their human resource. While for us, we don't have to worry about being replaced by AI.
Exactly, exactly. That's the worry of the future. That's
Yeah,
the
I wanna
let
give
them
my
be
own
their
perspective,
worry,
guys.
not our
yeah,
worry.
yeah. But sooner or later, Kak Pipit, if these advanced countries when developing that, do you think we can survive? Of course not. We will use that too.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the country's decision, right? If it's like a protectionism,
Yeah,
the country implement protectionism, the government can just say we will not use AI in our industry, so we will rely on human, for example, and see what
but yes,
way.
it could be. But artificial intelligence is about how to make complex things to become easy.
Mm.
So I'm really skeptic of how our government will say no
Yeah,
to
we are going to there.
modern invention.
Yeah, like ruang guru or Jadius.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it replaced the teacher. So we are
Mm.
going to
Mm.
use artificial intelligence. We can avoid it.
Yeah,
We
but
are already
my
we are
opinion
already
like
in the
this.
interface.
Yeah, but my opinion is like this. If we are, a lot of people are wary about AI, right? A lot of people are worried about AI. And then at the same time, we wonder whether kapan Indonesia catching up, right? When will Indonesia or Malaysia catch up? Like that, probably we should not be that worried if we do not catch up, because at least we still have a lot of human resources who do all of this work, for example, right? And then the AI that will replace pizza delivery in America will still be delivered by human in Indonesia, and this human will get income, and they would pay taxes to the government, right? Robots, AI do not pay taxes, so the government in the advanced country, will get less from the people, and all of this production. So in my opinion, AI, we don't have to really worry about it if our own country doesn't really invest on it. So I have nothing to worry about regarding that.
I wanna give my own perspective to guys.
Yes, please.
So actually, AI topic is becoming more and more booming. I already, first of all, I never get experience with that topic. However, when I want to prepare myself to join the real test IELTS, AI is one of become the topic that I need to learn. And so I should try to learn how to write about it. And then if I don't agree, why I disagree with the AI will replace human being, right? And then the more I read, the more I know that actually AI still cannot replace a human being. So the first lies related to that is actually, even though AI is still can do everything, it's quite impossible for us because they are just robot, right? They are created by human. But the best thing about that, actually it can make me relieve too, because they don't have empathy, while we are living in the world kind of full crazy. And that's the best thing of, like, that's the best of argument, that actually even no matter how canggih AI could do anything, but still they cannot replace human being, because they
Agree.
are just kind of a program. They are created by human, they made by us. That actually, one of the best also question related to AI, like why Indonesia will never invest in AI. That's because we are still, kind of lack of education. Because I believe that countries who are rely on AI, they are having kind of super duper human resource. That's why they can create it AI. Just let's take Sweden, one of my dream countries to live there. So actually Sweden already inject some chip into human body, and the chip is actually can act as a payment of method. So
Yeah,
people
I
do
watched
not,
that too.
yeah kan bang.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we don't have to bring money, we don't have to be worried if we somehow get terkunci, because we just can use that chip to open to open the door, something like that. Even though
Wait,
it's
wait,
still
wait.
pro and contra,
What if
but
a robber cut our hand off,
Yeah,
use it for payment?
yeah,
that's people
It
start
gives
killing each
people that
other.
idea. Instead of
That's killing.
used to steal our dompet, now
Yeah,
and
they have to take our life.
no thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
So this is a very interesting discussions about
yeah,
yeah,
artificial intelligence, and it is not going to many perfect perspective about this topic.
yeah.
And it's going to
Just
take a
stop it
long
here.
time.
It's really good for
Yeah.
our knowledge.
I have a really strong opinion about AI, because I think in the end they will bounce back to human. For example,
Exactly.
in factory they replace a lot of AI so they can produce a lot more. But you can imagine if not enough people can afford these products, there will be overproduction, right? Because not enough people are employed, they cannot afford buying your products. It's no use, it's percuma if you can produce a lot of products, but no one is buying them, because robots do not consume. For example, AI do not consume. And I mentioned about taxes as well. So I think in the it will be a peak and then decline after that. So
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very good argument, Kak Apipit.
I still believe that we are still in primitive debate. We relate it to the economic, like Kak Pipit relate to the economic circle, yeah, that the production should be bought by persons, blah 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 blah. But I know that our technology it cannot be stopped. Yeah, maybe many years later, or 300 years later, 400 years later, it will happen. Uh, we have to use technology. We have to use artificial intelligence. Yeah, I read how Yuval Noah Harari explained. Yeah, that we can't stop. Yeah, so I see that we
Yeah.
are still in primitive debate. Yeah,
So,
one
yeah.
day it will happen.
but he said history has no destination, right? So he cannot predict where it will go as well. So
Yeah.
he said he can predict it. That means he's being inconsistent.
If I may conclude that, even though, for example, in the context that we cannot avoid the artificial intelligence, actually, there is one book I read that says like this. It is indeed we cannot avoid artificial intelligence will replace most of the jobs of human can do, but it will also create new jobs for human. So on the other side, the artificial intelligence replace humans, but on the other side, there is a new job that will rise because of the artificial intelligence. So I think the first that we can conclude, artificial intelligence cannot replace human, like Karida said. And also about economy, there will still job for human after, even though
but
the
not
inventions
as
of
many.
artificial.
Of course, but not as many, right?
I'm not sure about that.
Not many,
but
because people's populations keep growing and people get older and older because of the technology in health, right? So
Yeah.
lifespan will be getting older and older. There is many people in this world. I think what will happen is AI will be treated like a nuclear bomb. Of course, we cannot stop the technology, just like the weapon technology, right? But what happened to the nuclear? Then the United Nations create the IAEA and NPT, Nuclear Proliferation Treaty, for example. So there will be some type of regulations. Although you can create as advanced as you can for nuclear bomb, there's still a regulation that every country has to follow. Just like AI, I think it will be treated like that. So if too much, in a way, for example, that the Chinese researcher who yang create artificial baby, for example, there's a Hong Kong researcher who created artificial baby, but real
Crazy.
but it was totally artificial. The whole scientific community condemned that, but that's technology. He can do whatever he likes, but then there's a limit to it. So I think it will be the question of morality, just like AI. Yeah, just because technology, it doesn't mean that everyone has to approve it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Agree with that. So give
Full of
applause to Kak
knowledge
Desi
today.
for the give applause to Kak Desi for the presentations. And I think we move on to the next presenter. What about Kak Nur as a newcomer?
Wow. It's
Are
like
you ready, Kak?
it's like an honor actually, but okay, I will share, but maybe not too long, because
It's fine. It's fine.
yeah, because I don't know, it's like new for me.
It's
So
fine.
I'm not prepared everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but maybe Mbak Rida knows that.
Okay.
You asked me a couple days ago what book
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
read.
Yeah,
Yes,
Kak. Yeah,
yes.
Kak
So
Nur.
I just finished reading a book by Sogi di bawah Lentera Merah. I read this book because presently I follow a writing program, and this writing program is like is a writing, like we train write opinion based on research, and this book is one of good reference if you want to write on material based on research but in a popular way. So in this book, this is like a research book. His sarjana muda.
So the sorry Kak, so the
Uh-huh.
title of the book Di Bawah Lentera Merah.
Di
Is
bawah
that
Lentera
correct?
Merah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is a research skripsi, or research for sarjana muda Suhogi, and he wrote this book like not like academic writer, like usual academic writer, but he wrote it in a popular way. So it's like a narrative, it's like a story, so it's make people easy to understand that. I think that's a really good reference if we want to like write something that based on research, but in a popular way. So this book is like historical book about actually Suhogi want to know like how asal mula komunisme. So there is one of tokoh Semaun. It's if we want to know the history how communism appear in Indonesia, we have to back then to the history of how Syarikat Islam in Semarang is created, because that is the embryo of how communism appear. So in that research, Suhogi told us about the history how Syarikat Islam is what is like dibuat, diorganisir,
Established.
yes, established, thank you. And from this book I know that how, yeah, I get the point how to write such reasons in popular way, but at the same time the substance of this book also like quite interesting. I got some lesson like how the history of movement established, especially particularly in communism in here. And so the history, the asal mulai about poverty. So in that's 1911 at that time. So sorry, 1911. So when the Dutch come at that time, the occupation of the Dutch, the landowner of indigenous people is decreased. So most of their land disewakan, rent to the Dutch to plant sugar tree, tebu, sugar tree. So the land for the farmer to plant the rice is decreased, was decreased. I'm sorry. So when this plant rice is decreased, so the lack of rice to eat. So that's the, what is it like, cikal bakal. What is it, cikal bakal? that's
The origin, the apa?
is that's the reason, maybe
The
that's the
reason,
reason why people become like angry and want to uh like melawan balik that. So at that time Syarikat Islam tried to occupy them, to like organize them, you know, to push like government at that time, because government is also under the influence of the Dutch people VOC at that time. So yeah, you know, like I think you know how the strategy of VOC come to Indonesia. They like divide us, and they tried, they use like priai or government at that time to like you know, like push or occupy indigenous people, or we can say like ya rakyat yang biasa seperti itu. And yeah, that's the history of how how Syarikat Islam organized the people into like the same vision with them. And at that time the actor, the think tank of Syarikat Islam is like really thought then at that time they think that the idea of socialism is the best way to resolve this problem. And I don't know, maybe they also got influence from the outside of Indonesia, like Russia, and yeah, at that time perang dingin, and at that year, so
Not yet. Not yet Cold War.
Cold War,
I
yeah.
think Marxism. Marxism was
Yes.
the
Marxism, so they try to like adapt how the idea of Marxism to their movement. But yeah, as we know that our educational I mean the education of our people is still low, so they do not know what is Marxism or how is the whole package of that, why this yeah, like the ideal or theory, but they have the same vision, which is they have to save their yeah, mengatasi kelaparan, so they move together. So that's what I learned. So if we want to organize people, so we have to have the same vision. Somehow they do not know what is they do actually, or what is the you know the theory, or yeah, the ideals, something like that. So that's about the book. So so Guy and his research in when Syarikat Islam is start to like adapt Marxist concept or theory. And
the favorite quote from the book, Kak?
the favorite quote, actually I don't remember one. I just find it, but what is it? I think that's so many interesting here. Maybe I can give you a letter.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Yeah.
So Kak Nur, you love history?
Yeah,
Pipit love history.
somehow, yeah, because when I study literature, I took concentration on post-colonial, so mostly like the novel or story, or somehow I tend to read such kind of historical book.
Have you watched the movie The Oz?
what?
The Oz?
The Oz, the East.
The East. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the East, the Oz. Oh,
Bacanya
it's in net.
Ost.
Oh no, not
Bahasa
yet.
Belandanya, the
This
Oz,
one.
the Oz.
What happened with that movie?
Oh, that's a historical
Colonial.
movie. Yeah, it's about Westerling.
All right.
Oh, Verinra know the movie. Verinra recommend us the movie. Okay,
Yes, it's
no
really
worries.
good. Yeah, I watch it.
Yeah, it's
The
really good.
O's, the O's.
So the question next, what rating you would give to this book?
8.
Okay, that's a good book. Man. And any question from audience?
I think it's interesting because Suhogi was not even a Muslim, right? And then he wrote about the history of Syarikat Islam, and it's very interesting because he connects Syarikat Islam with Marxism, right? Kak Nyur, do you think we should put this book in our national curriculum?
Maybe I don't know at that time. But if you put in the back then in a old or new order, I don't think so. You know, that's the one interesting in this book is even though this book is made in 1964, but the content is still related in today's problem. You said previously you discussed about technology. Yeah, I think the people at that time also faced the same problem. Technology too. The machine, pabrik gula, yes, and something like that. And the problem is still the same. What is that? Education.
Mm.
Yeah, I think if we okay, we face another challenge about technology, AI, technology, information technology, but we have the same problem, which is education, the lack of education. So I think I just thought that is it really we do we realize that it's our problem, because I think from 1911 until now it's like we don't learn anything about that. Yeah, maybe that's our homework.
Yeah.
Big homework.
Big homework, yeah. Education.
The problem with education is in Indonesia, education is like formality. So
Yeah.
we don't want people to actually learn. They just want to have good grades. It's, it's
Yeah. I think India, yeah.
Quantitative, not qualitative.
They view education as a formal thing that apa it's difficult or not fun, yeah.
Yeah. You just want to make your teacher happy so you can get good grades, all of this thing. You don't
Yes,
get understanding. Yeah.
and good mark.
Good marks.
And school is doing some KPIs. They don't care about the students.
Yes. So it's just, I don't know, man.
Sad. It's really sad.
We will join the frustrated. That because the book, Suhogi's book, Di Bawah Lentera Merah, talking about people in the 1920s were very frustrated, right? Particularly buruh and petani. That's why they organized themselves to Syarikat Islam. So yes, I think they were frustrated, and we joined the frustrated.
There is always people will share some the truth is in this world there is always frustrating stories and there is happy stories, but the one who have a talent as a leader who apa namanya punya kepentingan will try to influence these frustrated people to do a rebel.
Now, but how about now? Are we still frustrated about the education? I think no. Why? Because okay, education we can divide formal and informal. So if you want to finish your senior high school, junior high school, you just go to formal education, but you can free yourself by informal education. So I think students now should not get frustrated, should not feel frustrated again, because they can absorb many informal education as they like.
Yeah. But then the one that accepted in the apa namanya in the circle is the one with formal.
Resume.
Yeah, the formal educations. If, for example, the community can accept the informal education as a kayak, where, for example, if you want to, your kids have to go to kindergarten, TK before he can move to SD, ya? Is that correct?
Kindergarten.
Yeah. So,
PAUD.
yeah. So, I mean, SD is not accepted the kid without TK. Is that the rule now?
Oh, no.
No,
Not allowed.
No, yeah.
You should
But-
not turn away students because of TK or not.
Yeah, but I
okay.
see, okay, there is a revolution in education now, because many schools don't give rank to their students. I think that's a revolution. So the students um, don't push to or don't judge by their mark now. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
And my children also, they go to the school that don't give rank to the students. So I think it's a revolution in education. So I see that
Yeah.
my daughters don't stress too much, and
But
I
if they
push
go
them
to-
to go to informal education.
If they go to university, they will face some type of rank to get to good university. So in more holistic, not only stop in high school. Like if we don't get really good grades in UMPTN, right, and they only accept 30, and we're not part of this biggest 30, which is essentially a rank, we cannot get into good university. So I think it has to be holistic until all level of education.
So the problem is actually the system of education.
The system, yeah.
The system of education.
Yeah. It's percuma no ujian nasional, but then when you go to university, you still have UMPTN. It's still the same.
Yeah.
Like ujian nasional, but even with bigger consequences.
Whole, ya, harus dirubah secara whole.
But the one frustrating the government is about the people. When it comes to technology, like internet, should be used for informal education, right? But a lot of internet in Indonesia is used for entertainment. Really big problem. Yes,
most of the people in the world.
It's percuma. We launched a new satellite. We launched all of this internet access in Papua and Nusa Tenggara. When they get internet access, they don't use it for learning. They use it for watching K-drama or movie
and
or game.
To enrich capitalists.
Yeah, it's for entertainment basically. It doesn't make someone smarter or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see it that everything has two sides. Yeah, so you can go to the positive side as and go to the negative side as well. But we have choice. Yeah, the important thing that we have choice. So just push our next generation to be wise to choose and what accompany them. That's
all right. Okay. Thank you guys for the comments on Kak Nyur presentations. So Kak Nyur, what are you reading next?
I don't know. Maybe I will finish the book that I already started a couple weeks ago. It's about technical book. Is it okay to discuss here? It's about
technical book. What is it? Yeah, is it?
That's like knowledge management handbook.
Yeah. You can share with us.
And last month I shared my textbook from school.
Really, Kak Bibi?
Last month I shared about my textbooks in school about international relations, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we only discuss about book, what about if we read like journal or article? It's count too.
Can, yeah. Or do you think, Kak Pipit? I think can.
Up to you lah.
Yeah. So because please understand this group is meant to increase your reading appetite gitu. So you read and you want to share with people, also to train you to present what you want to say. So I think it's fine. It's fine.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So once again,
what we read on Wikipedia as well.
But make it in the one essay first. Okay, so thank you, Kak Nyur, for the presentation. It's really good. Give applause to Kak Nyur as our newcomers and did very well. So let's go to boys. Ferindra, I think you have some interesting book to share. The floor is yours.
Okay. Hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, last month I just finished reading a book by Dan O'Reilly, Professor Dan O'Reilly. Its
Oh, I
title
love the guy.
is Predictably Irrational. So what is this book about? It like explaining the hidden force, if the writer says that way, the hidden force behind our decision that seems irrational. There are several reasons why sometimes or most of the times we have an irrational decision in our life. So there is the lesson that I get from the book. Maybe I'll just share several points that I took a note from this book. The first thing is how we always appraise things by comparing it to others. So how we value things, we always need some other things that have similar value to compare. And this point is very brilliantly used by some marketing or business stuff. And there's an example for this case. Like in a restaurant, in a fancy restaurant, maybe they always have a menu which has the super expensive price, so that the customer will feel that another menu which is cheaper is really affordable, is really reasonable to buy, because they compare it to the most expensive menu on the list, and then they can choose, oh, I better buy this menu which has much cheaper than the first menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I think the
So
marketing
yeah.
term is contrast.
Oh yeah, the contrast stuff. It also been used in modern pricing strategy, like if we need to subscribe to digital newspaper, they have several pricing stuff that maybe there is one stuff that used to be a decoy, not really sell it. They just want to show it that they make me choose the other choice that seems more reasonable to choose.
Good deal.
Sorry, can we do?
It's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal, something like that. The pricing strategy and stuff. That's one thing for this book that really caught my attention at the first time, because it is placed in the first chapter. And then the other things is the cost of no cost. The Professor then really give the example of this point, that when we are offered something for free, our rational thinking always getting out from our minds. We always decided something that free is always better, something like that. We blindly choose anything that is offered with no cost, rather than maybe choosing another stuff that has better deals comparing to its value. But since most of us don't like to spend some money, so we just like to choose something that is free, even though the stuff that is no cost is having the low quality or other things comparing to the other one. So there is always a cost for something that is given us with no cost. That's also the good point from this book. And also another interesting point from this is Professor then also found that people's response to our request is divided by two norms. The first one is the social norms, and the second one is the market norms. Social norms, for example, is when we are giving our relatives or our friends free food in our home, something like that, or our family come to our home and we just serve them the best food that we have. That's called the social norm. And the market norms is something like professional stuff. If we like to hire some professional or maybe our friends skill, but professionally, that's called the market norms. And sometimes we are mixed up in two norms. So the difficult part is maybe we sometimes mix up the social norms with market norms, something like that. Uh, uh, he also said that maybe you can try sometimes if you come to your mother's in-laws home and she give you the best wine she has, and then you ask for her how many so how much should I pay for this great wines, and then you may get slapped or you just kick out of her home, something like that, because you cannot distinguish the difference between social norms and market norms, something like that. That's also the great point for this book. And the last one may be that the writer mentioned about the Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know how it's pronounced. Jekyll and Hyde, a book about the person who has uh, two personality, two personality, the Jekyll one and the Hyde one. And that's also we can relate to our real life, that sometimes there's something bad in ourselves that we are not aware of it, that the bad side is came out when we are in a hot state. The writer said there are two states in uh, our how should I say kesadaran. So the cold state and the hot state. When we are in the cold state, we
Consciousness.
can
Yeah,
just distinguish which one is rational decision. But when we are in the hot state, we will be having difficulty to to choose the better decision. I think in this book, it's so explicitly described because the writer used his students on his something like his experience to prove his theory. So the students are given a list of questions and they just asked to answer several questions. Most of them is like sexually arousing question, but he just give without any condition, and most of his students answer it rationally. I found maybe the question is so disturbing, something like rape or anything like that, and the answer is just as expected. All student is giving rational decision about the question, but several times after the first question, the writer give his student, the same students, list of the same question, but with one condition. Forget. I think he gives his student the condition to watch some adult videos or something arousing, so that the writer thinks that it might make the student to their hot state, not the cold state anymore. And the answer is changed. Just maybe just several percent change on the answer, but it's already proof that in our hot state, our rational thinking is not working the same when we're on our cold state. Yeah, maybe that are some interesting points from the book that I read.
All right.
And-
So, favorite quote, Perindra?
Sorry,
Favorite quote?
favorite quote. Oh, okay, favorite quote I've already prepared. So favorite quote, yeah, free is not just a price, but a powerful, almost irresistible emotional trigger. So there's always a cost behind of free stuff that we should aware of.
There is no such thing as freelance.
Yep, sure.
Nothing is
Eh,
free. There's only
honest.
compromise.
Yeah. So what rate do you give to this book you read?
3.75 maybe.
Oh, out of 5. This is the rate
Yeah, out
for
of 5.
5. Yeah.
Out of 5.
Okay.
Because I think the writer used his student too much.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah.
all of this chapter, he used his student to do the experience just to prove his theory, something like that.
You mean
Interesting
the
for us, but
should not be
if,
the correct sample
yeah,
for
yeah,
all the
yeah.
we wanted to. Okay. I forget one question that we always ask. What you don't like from this book?
Yeah, I already
Oh,
said it.
you said that he's
Yep.
using students.
Yep.
So do you mean this his research or his founding is not is apa namanya is
Research. Or,
yeah, his research is not that impressing or ada fault?
no, no, actually it's interesting and how he came out with the theory first, but I don't know, I'm just thinking the student they given the question, moreover on the question about the whole state, I don't find this appropriate, but I don't know, maybe in their norm it's quite appropriate. It's my
All right.
subjective.
So okay, any question from the audience to Ferindra regarding the book Predictably Irrational by Dan Ariely?
Narendra, what fact do you find most shocking about this book?
What fact did
Like,
I
is there
find?
any irrational things we do as human that is very, very stupid? For example, you usually Dan or Riley give a lot of examples, right? But which one is most shocking to you?
Yeah, the one that they said the cold and hot state, because they give an explicit, because he give us an explicit examples, and just find it shocking because, yeah, I don't know, maybe just because I was not in their state of mind, I was not in their situation, so I just find it really shocking that the hot state could make some of his students answer it irrationally. And the question is, the question he gave also shocking for me in this chapter.
But indeed, I also think are we rational? Are we really are we do we really mean what we mean to do? I mean, I'm questioning my thinking sometimes. I'm questioning my motive, and reading the book from Dan Ariely is always making me like, why did we do that? Why did blah blah blah? Like the good part is he apa dia menguliti kita gitu.
Yeah, yeah.
So we start questioning ourselves: are we really rational? Are really can we depend on our judgment or something like that?
Yeah, that's good thing. If we
So
can question our decision, that's a good thing. But if we always questioning over time, that's also not a good thing.
yeah, like if we are questioning ourselves, is we are in a conscious state, I think.
Yeah, yeah. That's good.
So the number 2 topic that is very interesting is the first artificial intelligence, the second one human rationality.
Yeah.
Yes, which is funny because in economy, we always think human is rational, but
Right.
Dan Riley said we're not rational, so we're not supposed to be. Yeah. Like the more
Or
expensive something is in economy, supposed to be less people looking for it, right?
Yeah.
But there are so
Yeah.
many cases like Hermes bag. The more expensive it is, a lot more people get it. So it doesn't make sense.
I do agree with you, Kak.
Yeah.
aduh,
Doesn't
so
make
much,
sense.
so much irrational things happening.
Ya, iya guys. Gila
Hukum
ya.
penawaran dan
Itu kayak
apa,
bisa bangun
permintaan.
banyak sekolah.
Okay, so apparently triggers. There are outside triggers that make people do the decisions.
Something like hidden
Depends on
force.
the trigger. Yeah, the different triggers will cause this action. Different triggers got this action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions from the audience?
Actually, I wanna ask Bang Ferindra.
Yes, go ahead.
So you already reading, I mean, you already, I don't know, you finished it or not yet, but you read that book, right? It's questioning our rationality. And from your own experience, what kind of irrational thing that you ever done in, probably in your last 5 years? Just share with us. After what is your perspective after reading that book, and then you probably did that action, you thought it's rational. However, after you get that super knowledge from the book that you read, you probably somehow questioning yourself, oh my God, why did I do that? You get what I mean, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing if we could know that our past decision is actually irrational. But unfortunately, until now, it's not that my decision is rational. It's always rational, but I'm still not sure which my decision is not rational enough. Maybe I just not have that much skill to to maybe having some interpretation in my past decision. But the biggest chance is maybe only in my spending, maybe buying some deal games. Oh yeah, I remember one when I bought games on Steam. If you know Steam, the game platform in PC that
I don't
is
know yet.
having a that is having a
Just
discount
gone. Huh?
last year on a winter sale. I just bought it, but until now I have not. I didn't have the time to play it.
Oh my
I just
God.
it's on sale. It's 70% off if I'm not mistaken.
So you
And
need to
I
buy
just
that,
think
right?
maybe next year I don't have this chance anymore. So let's buy it first. Later I will just install it. But I
Yeah.
forgot if I already have a lot of games in my library that I have not played yet. Yeah, something like that.
I couldn't imagine if it was free, maybe you will take a lot more.
Oh, it's free is already. There are already a lot of free games in my library that I have not installed yet.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
So
I remember that.
I think one way to test your rationality is very simple. If you have your community doing one thing that it's not make sense to you, and you are the only thing different person, you different, and if the community is starting to doing all, there is an experiment for this. If you the community is starting to do one thing, one action atau that is not rational, and all of the sudden, if you follow them, you will do the same thing, even though it's not rational. Maybe there is
Conformity,
yeah.
Conformity.
I think there is one experiment about this social experiment. There is one room.
Standing itu.
Yeah,
Standing.
there is one room filled with people who are standing up when they hear the bell. So this probably more than 10 people are the team of the experiment, and there is one new guy who entered the room who didn't know what is happening, but seeing the people is standing when they hear the bell, at first he was confused. What are these guys doing? And then a few minutes later, he started to standing up as well when they hear the bell. So that's when irrational things can happen. I think a simple way when the community is doing one actions you don't know about, and then you start following them because they're doing they net, but you don't have no idea what is it for.
Get it? But we can debate about that one. Following
Yeah.
community, like conformity, can be a rational thing. For example, just like when suddenly people running, right? When you walk in the street, suddenly people running on the opposite direction. I'm sure you will follow them too, because
Yeah.
you think you don't know what happened in front, right? But logically, oh, probably there's a danger in front. There's a bomb or there's a harimau
Yeah.
dari kandang or whatever. You have no time to question it.
Yeah.
Then you will just follow. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you will follow. So it's not always irrationality. It's just the most rational thing to do that time is to following the crowd. So I beg to differ.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be accepted as well for that case. But for example, if somebody is not smoking and then you follow the smokers, all of a sudden you will be a smokers. Even though you know that's bad, but because you want to be accepted in the community, then you do it. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Verinra, for the presentation. It's a very good book. I also read Dollar and Cents. It's also, I think, the very similar topic he's discussing about that. So okay. What is your next read, by the way, Verinra?
I'm planning to read Chatter by Ethan Cross.
Chatter.
The
Chatter,
voice
yeah.
that chatting in our minds. Chatter.
Yeah, maybe we can share later in the group so we can
Yep.
all see. Yeah. All right. So give applause to Verindra for the presentations. That's a good one.
Yay, yay.
Yep. So we still have Kak Rida, Kayum, and Kak Pipit and me. So I think we go to Kak Rida first, and then
Okay,
Kak
Bang.
Pipit and Kayum. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, this is the first time for me joining the book session, and I don't know exactly. The moment is really interesting. I thanks Ratu for inviting me. And actually, in this occasion, I want to share one of the book. It's called Everything is Figure Outable. So even though I'm into reading since I was a child, but I just realized that I never forced myself to have such a reading goals. And then I'm starting to find what is actually the English book recommendation on YouTube. And then, yeah, it's what this title is appear from one of my YouTuber. I love her because she's coming from she's not using English as her first language, but she managed to have the real action like a native. So I just follow her, and then it turns out that she recommend that book to the viewer. And one of the book that I finished, and oh my God, I could say that it's really alluring, but not only to my body, but also to my mind. It's called Everything is Figure Outable from Mary Farlow. So I don't know exactly what's genre of this book up until now, but I would say that's kind of self-development book because it has a lot of good things that we need to practice. And I never practiced that before. And Mary Farlow, as the writer, she is recommending to the reader, actually, you need to get the pen and then get your book, whatever it is, as long as you can write something on it. And then you have to answer several questions related. So actually, the best thing about this book is before we move to the second chapter, Mary Farlow answers several questions related to what have we read. So for instance, what is your limiting belief? And then what would be your life if you enjoy, what would be your life without the limiting belief that kind of distract you and then stopping you from doing a good things that really you want to achieve that. So I just try to figure it out later and then just take 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then trying to practice what is actually the questions from that book. And then, oh my God, it turns out that I write a lot. I never imagined that I could write a lot. I mean, what is my limiting belief? And then what is some belief that actually it's kind of bullshit that can stop me from doing the thing that I want to achieve in the future. So for instance, actually I have diagnosed with one of the stigmatized disease. We'll share with you later. And then I also have some limiting belief that I actually want to become a global citizen. So in order to do that, I need to have such English, right? I need to have English that can reach the fluency level, something like that. And then I want to really enjoy the work-life balance, something like that. So I'm trying to construct my mind. What is actually limiting belief that stop me from doing the thing that I really want to do? And then it is only that I just find only 3 limiting beliefs that stop me. It's just incredible because I thought that somehow like I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't do that. I mean, something like that. Something it's my mind. It's kind of stop me, and then do not try to believe that I'm capable of doing that. Right. So I really love that book, and then one of the quote that not only one quote, and I also read several stories related to superhero human being that already living in modern time. So for instance, one of the girls, sorry, I forget the name. She love berselancar. Sorry, I forget about it. And then on occasion, can you imagine that while she was sleeping on her surfing boat on the sea, and suddenly a whale is coming and then grab her head? Can you imagine about that? Oh my God! And and she managed her fear coming back to the sea and then become an international surfing with only one hand. That's really cool. And one of even the story that really inspired me is coming from Malala. She's actually Palestinian, and then she is fighting for girls' education. And one at that moment, she was on the bus, and one of the
Kayum is taking
Taliban.
the book.
Yeah,
Kayum. Malala.
one of the crazy Taliban even shot her head, and then it never stopped her. So from the story of that human being and that they're living in modern times like us, it really inspired me to do the similar thing. Even one of the wildest dream pop out in my head. So one of the favorite food quote that I even try to write it on my journal is actually, when you realize how flimsy your thought and then your limiting belief, it's just flimsy, it's just so weak. And then suddenly you not only get the innermost tool of energy, but also power to change. So I love to read this book 10 out of 10. Just like love it. Yeah, that's enough for me, Bang.
That's, you really love the book. I can tell from the way you present.
Yeah, I really love it.
You're muted, Jerry.
Thank you, Kak Rida, for the presentation. And if you should write this book, what is your rating from 1 to 10?
Oh my God, 10, definitely 10.
10 plus. So you finished this book, right?
Yeah, I even can imagine that I finished this book less than 2 months. it's an English book, and then I forced myself to read at least 10 minutes. I even set a timer. And then it turns out that I could finish that book, and then it really sent the dopamine hormone to my body. Like, oh my God, I finally could finish that book after a long time not reading. And then it's an English book, and then it can really open my perspective, right? And it's just, I really love self-development book. And then I'm currently reading the bullet journal from Raider Channel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because
That's
I am
Ratu's favorite book.
yeah. I already got that from Ratu because I really love bullet journal because it's not only track my productivity, it can, so many distractions in our life, right? And then the best thing about that, we have to cross and then we have to choose the important thing, right? The honest. Yeah, just I'm trying to do that to be more productive. Yeah. So I'm currently reading that book.
By the way, is there anything you don't like from this book? Oh, of course not. Yeah, you give 10. Yeah, you give 10. So obviously it's perfect.
I don't have any kind of
you love it. You love it to the bone.
Yeah.
I'm just making
To the sum.
To the sum. So if I can comment, it is indeed our limiting belief is fear most of the time.
Yeah.
Fear. And if I may ask you questions, what is the 3 limiting beliefs that you mentioned just now? That making you not able to achieve
that dream. Yeah. I just shared my story because I already prepared that to tell the world. Actually, guys, I'm a veterinarian, Dr. Hewan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm living with one of the most stigmatized diseases. I am living with HIV. So even one of the wildest dream pop out to my heart. So actually, it would be really cool if I become the first. But I'm wearing niqab right now, Bang. So one of the wildest dream that pop out at my heart, it would be really cool if I become the first niqabist. But I'm fighting for people who are living with HIV, just because I'm living with this tiny virus inside my body.
Oh, since when do you live with HIV?
Since 2016, yeah.
16.
Karida, can you have any video or?
Sorry, Bang, I didn't wear hijab.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I mean, so we know each other. If in case we bump up each other, we can. Yeah. But no problem if you are, no problem.
Yeah, that's why I am considering myself right now as a scholarship hunter because I want to continue my study in public health, and one of my top country to become my top destination is Sweden, because as one of the Scandinavian country, I would say that equal is their god.
Yes, they're Marxist.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Socialist country, Sweden.
Yeah, equal is just their god. And then I could imagine that one day, like, even though I'm wearing a niqab, living with one of the most stigmatized diseases, they can accept me as part of the egalitarian society. So I really love Sweden. Working hard to get the scholarship. Pray for me, guys.
I'm praying for you, Karida. You will go to Sweden.
Oh, Bang Jerry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amin, Yang Kencang.
Rida, you can also choose Finland. Finland is also socialist, close to Sweden, and it's easy to get to scholarship in Finland than Sweden. Just give it an alternative.
But I don't find the scholarship that actually fully funded. I'm not coming from crazy rich family.
I will telegram you.
Okay.
The university in Finland is for free. It's easier to get scholarship there.
How about the living cost?
If you get scholarship, you don't have to worry about living costs.
Really, Kak
Pipit?
Of course.
See, you meet Kak Pipit in this.
I used to live in
this group,
and a lot of my friends got scholarship in Finland because it was.
Oh my God.
So hopefully your dream come true ya, Kak Rida. So
Makasih, Bang Jer.
any from the audience, any questions to Kak Rida about the book? Everything is figure outable. I just know
Yeah.
this English figure outable.
Figure
Can be
outable.
figure out.
Yeah, everything is just figure outable.
Figure outable here is not itu ya, grammatically correct. It's like a popular catchphrase.
Apa Kak?
Figure outable is it
Figure-
popular slang. It's not a
Oh,
grammatically correct. That's
Yeah,
why
popular
never-
slang.
Popular
Yeah.
slang. Okay. Okay. New vocab. Any
Iya, Bang.
questions to Kak Rida? From Kak Desi mungkin?
Yeah, just a simple question. Maybe you have explained us about the example of person who can figure out about their problem. Yeah, who can win over their fear. And how about you?
Iya, Kak.
After reading this book, maybe you can figure out your problem and you can win over it. Maybe you can share some minutes.
Sometimes we need to fight more than one battle to win it, right? And it's actually the first time for me to force myself to decide to become a real scholarship hunter. Lucky me, I got enough score of IELTS, even though it's not really high, but it's just enough for applying to university in Europe. Overall 6.5. Yeah, so, enough, but not really definitely a good score. So I just thought that getting a scholarship from from country who are accepting people with HIV is also the second step, because several countries do not accept me, such as South Korea, Hungary, what else? Muslim country, just like Arabic, something like that, and yeah, even South Korea. It really confused me. I mean, they are just a developed country in Asia, but how could they
They're
so
conservative, yeah.
discriminate? Yeah, so they so
Conservative.
discriminate. Yeah, and then Sweden is really accepting. German also accept that. I even asked the the university, just tell my condition, and yeah, even my mom can stand with my craziness. Why did you tell everybody about your thesis? It's kind of aib. But when I think that a lot of people who think about that, like, I mean, come on, gimana ya ngomongnya? Even my husband, yeah, society judgment is real. People just can't get the disease after hugging me or even kissing me, right? But yeah, and somehow people who are living with HIV, they are dying because of the stigma that force them feel like, yeah, they're not berharga,
Yeah.
they are
So,
worthless, yeah, something like that, Bang. So that's the first
Like they're
several
cursed.
steps. Yeah, that's
like
several steps that I am trying to force my and then install that in my mind, that I could just prove that they are wrong.
Yeah. Like it's very important to surround yourself with supportive people.
That's good.
That
Yeah,
can be your
that's good.
essay as well. That can be your essay to enter.
Yeah, Kak.
You can Karida, you can share discuss with Kak Pipit, share a lot with Kak Pipit. He will
I
will help.
help a lot of scholarship hunters all this time.
Is there any limit age for scholarship?
There's no limit.
Yes.
The last person I got from Toastmasters, she was 44. And she
really?
scholarship in
For
US. US. Yeah.
Wow.
44 years old.
Yeah.
She got it in US.
Wow. So actually,
yeah,
I am 30 years old right now, but some scholarship even put the maximum age is 35, so I'm working hard on that.
You're still 30? You're still young.
You're very young.
Yeah,
Very
I'm still
young.
Very young. Okay, guys. So if no more questions to Kak Rida, then we can move to the next presenter, Kak Pipit ya. And then after that,
Kayum
Kayum
aja,
and Kak-
Kayum.
Oh,
Kayum,
Kayum
lebih terasa.
first.
Yeah, Kayum
My bro,
seems
Kayum,
wants
yeah.
to share.
Kayum.
Jerry didn't know, but Kayum raised his hand first.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I
two
have
of his
oh,
hand,
yeah,
not one.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, Kayum.
So Kayum.
You're not in hurry, right?
It's okay, I guess. I mean, like whatever it is, I will still keep talking per se. But yeah, nonetheless, our previous speaker is very good. I have actually want to present two books. You know, I actually read both of these books
The
at the
first
same time.
time, two
This
books.
one, it finished, and this one is relatable to the previous speaker. And yeah, so if I may address Kak Rabiatul per se, right? The story of this one is thought like that, right? This one is a short one because I haven't really finished reading about it. This is a book that where we going to learn about how to tell a story of everything that we share today in a very, I would say, a proper way and make the audience understand the message why we are delivering the things. Like if our previous speaker they say want to, I would say, wipe out the stigma on having a HIV is really bad, or maybe or at least you want them to not judge you on silently. Maybe you can read this book and, I would say, learn together how to figure out the best way on saying it to the audience. And yes, I am a person who loves reading books about people. Previously, I am promising to Pippin that I will share about Mahatma Gandhi, but I can't manage to finish it even to 100 pages. So yeah, let's put it aside first. I managed to finish Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, right? So this is a book about also a people. And the thing that I learned in this book is where you wait, where's the question again? Okay, the lesson that where I learned in this book is the way that we think about money works, And when I read this book as a person who are not yet working, it will be for me like, okay, wow, once I get money, I can see that the new perspective on what can we do with money, right? Because right now we only want to go for like do YouTube video, make money, go for an influencer, also make money, but then we don't know how to make those kind of money to make another money. And this is where I would say Robert Kiyosaki are good at, where he teach you in this book, but by the way, it is in Bahasa Melayu, and I'm sharing it in Bahasa English so that we can understand together. And the only, I would say, lesson to summarize everything that I read in this book, it's around below than 100 pages, is where you start your expenses, you spend it on something that can make you money. The easiest way that we can do it. For example, we buy house and then we rent a house to other people. So at the end of the day, the money keep rolling and you will gain money out of those kind of expenditure that you get, which mean that you buy house, then you make the house to other people, then they pay you rent back. It keep rolling, guys. Even though that you guys are sleeping, you can make it sure like, oh, tomorrow I get another million rupiah for the house that I rent. Right? So that's the lesson that I would say very good for me, which is turn the perspective as a people who don't have money yet and see how can we make money works for us. Okay, and then to say about favorite quotes, I don't see any quotes that being written by him. It's actually more towards like what we call a class lesson, like the formal class, where we learn in the class, think the teacher deliver the informations and so on. So it's not really, I would say, quotes inside it, but I really like the way that he write things, because as me, a student, everything here are understandable and readable per se. And of course, it is in Bahasa. And the thing for rating per se, okay, rating. Now I would rate it. I can't be like previous speaker that he read out of the boat. I can't. Since this book are in Bahasa, I will get 9 a little bit, because the missing one is regarding the languages. Because if it is English, if this book are in English, actually it's more thicker per se. And in Bahasa, I just you see, it just summarize in the English language and make us easier to understand about it.
So
And
you buy in Bahasa version?
yeah.
Yeah, you're reading the Bahasa version.
Melayu version.
Bahasa
Oh,
Melayu.
Melayu. Oh,
Mm.
Melayu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the book that I would read next is, okay, let me get it for a while. This one, The Wild Idea Club. Seems that everyone here are wild people, so I get this interesting thing. You know, I've met a lot of crazy people yet, like previous day, where all the idea, like I don't know, out of nowhere, like they just want to share to me, like, Kayum, would you like to make a business with me? Like, you help me with this, and you know, we can get like 60, 40 to you, since you are students, you're not going to make any, like, you're not going to make any money yet. I mean, like 40 is enough for you. And I say, like, your idea is kind of like a doable per se. And then like a lot of people like sharing with me, Kayum, I have things like I want to share with you, like how to do a business, or they even asked me about how can I manage to do things. And I, out of nowhere, like suddenly know about that thing, and I help them. I mean, like, okay, this is very weird. It's supposed to be like they are the one who think about it, but then again, like, I'm helping you, but while I am like have a zero knowledge about it. And yes, this is a new book that I buy as well. It's only at ringgit, guys, in Malaysia, at ringgit, so it's cheap. So that's why I buy. I only student have 10 ringgit in pocket. Yeah. So 2 ringgit, drink water, enough. And yeah. And
You
that's
are
the
wild as
next book. And this one was also less than I would say less than 200. It's more smaller than the Mahatma Gandhi, but I will still promise you, Mahatma Gandhi is coming out soon.
Yeah, can wait for
Yes.
Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah.
I'm waiting.
You should share Mahatma Gandhi.
Mm.
By the way, yes, is that all, Kayum? You want to share?
Yes, that's all from me, basically. Yes.
So you are reading Rich Dad and Poor Dad.
Yes.
Mm,
I
so
want to ask something.
yeah, you, Kak Desi, go ahead.
So you have explained us about what rich dad do, yeah, and what poor dad do.
Okay. The representation of the poor dad and the rich dad here is the attitude towards the money itself, I would say, right? So the poor dad, actually, it's Robert Kiyosaki owned that. It is his own dad that say, you go find like you get a well educated, go find job for you well that pays you well, and then you go for like anything that you want. That's the way. The poor dad thinking. Then the rich dad, which is oppositely, is his friend dad, say that, son, if you're really thinking about money, how to be rich, you make the money works for you. And he did teach him like step by step in this book on how to make money. It's just that I'm summarizing like what is actually the representation of the rich dad and poor dad are. It's about the mindset and the attitude towards the money itself. Yeah.
It's like a traditional. You go to school, you find a job,
Start
save for
family.
retirement, and wait to die.
Correct. Correct.
But I think the other quote from Robert Kiyosaki is the rich people buy asset, poor people buy liability.
Yeah, I remember that cash flow
Yeah.
quadrants.
Yeah.
What can you repeat?
Always mention that in the book.
Rich
So
dad
rich
by
rich
asset.
people buy asset, poor people buy liability. Liability is beban.
Yeah,
They usually buy something they think is an investment, turned out to be
yeah,
a beban. Like
Mm.
if they cannot afford buying a motorbike, for example, try to buy the cheapest one so you don't have to pay installment for so many years, for example. Because
like
bike
yeah,
is not an asset, a bike is liability.
liabilities.
Correct.
Or
So
you can buy one rather than buy one expensive house. It's better to buy two cheap houses, one for
yeah,
yourself, the other is for you for rent for other people.
Correct.
so rich people live from income from the asset,
Yes.
while poor people get income first and then pay liabilities. All right. So yeah, it's very interesting. But the theory from Robert Kiyosaki, it's a really good book. Anything you don't like from this book, Kayum? For example, anything you don't like from this book? Probably, maybe you have read another book about finance as well, and then you can compare. Maybe something you don't like or not.
To be honest, to say like or not, I would say 50-50 about it, because in this story itself, there are some, I would say there are something here missing, the missing piece of puzzle, you know. I would say that missing piece of a puzzle actually the key success factor actually that he don't want to really share with people, and that's what make him more richer until today. Is his net worth around 90 million, million, I guess. Yeah, he is one of in the same line of those people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, yeah, the rich people. Yeah.
But yeah, the number lesson that we can get is always buy asset that will make you money, right?
Yes.
Instead of
That one
liability.
that is inside here, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the lesson. And you are your next read is Wild Idea Club, correct?
Yes, the Wild Idea Club.
So any more questions from the audience? Perindra, you want to ask questions, or Kak Nyur? You were very quiet, Kak Nyur.
Maybe if you guys want to make money, you can
Invest with
ask.
me, gitu.
We can do recording only in between us.
So actually, Bang Koyo,
Ujung-ujungnya.
I read that book too, and then even though I'm not finishing the Rich and then the Rich Dad and then Poor Dad, I just got that recommendation from one of the YouTuber. He is a doctor from Cambridge, but already moving to Australia, to the USA, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Ali Abdal, if you know her, if you know him. So actually, he is giving some of the video that what kind of book that actually changed his life, and Rich Dad and then Poor Dad is definitely one of them. So I just forced myself to buy that and then just read that several part of it. Oh my god, it can really open my perspective. I mean, yeah, it's really somehow Indonesia people, they rely on judgment because they wanna think that their environment think that they are richer, they are successful just because they own the luxury cars, for example. So but that's really the thing that is contradictive with Robert Kiyosaki's perspective, right? Because as long as you enjoy your life, as long as you already have such, I do agree with Kak Pipit said. So instead of buying liability, yeah, something like that, it's better for you to add your asset. So I even have one cousin related to that. He is considered as the richest in our family. Yeah, but I would say that his perspective and then the way he saw and then the way he spent their money, I would say he's still poor because they didn't take a lot. I mean, instead of buying and then instead of building something like that, it's really better for him to. I'm not trying to judge him, but that's that's the way I see him after reading that book. At first, before I reading that book, I do agree with the rest family of the rest member of my family that he is the most successful guy in our community, in our family, and that. But it turns out that he sounds so silly when it comes to spending his money. Like, what's the point? After reading that book, of course. So this is really an awesome book,
Like
especially.
if
Yeah,
sorry,
bang.
go ahead. Mhm.
So for instance, try to thinking, and then I'm still trapping in debt. Honestly, yeah. Shopee, oh my god, Shopee. And
They
then
force you to shop.
yeah, ya Allah.
Actually, do you know that actually you also can make money through Shopee? You just promoting the things that you want to buy it in a bulk, then charge them with another price.
Drop shipping.
God no. What is that?
Drop
Exactly.
shipping.
Drop shipping.
Yeah.
You can
Shipping.
consult. Karida can consult with Kayum later on after the sessions.
No, I'm focusing on scholarship, bang.
Oh, they said uninstall aja, uninstall Shopee.
Yeah, uninstall. Yeah,
Your
right.
access.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Oh, guys, it's 10-10 sale.
Today.
You should not do that.
I already have some. I already
Some
have
list.
some stuff in the shopping cart.
Aduh.
Really?
But Kak
10 sale?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
10
10 sale.
sale.
Now
Okay, I
it's
will buy
10 October.
something. I will buy in the
I
shopping.
already put them in the shopping cart since few days ago. Today it's time to check them out. But because of
Pipit,
today's discussion, I will think about it again.
wow, that's really cool.
Or you buy the thing, then you rent it to people, you know, so people can use it and pay you at the same time.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
okay. Okay, guys. So, is there any more questions to Kayum regarding the rich dad and poor dad?
Yep. Hello, Kayum.
Yeah, Verindra.
Yeah, short question. Have you ever read The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel?
Psychology of money.
Yeah, if you're so interested with the rich dad, poor dad, and I saw it really open your minds or something, I suggest you this book by Morgan Housel, The Psychology of Money.
Yeah.
There are also several interesting stuff there.
Type in the comment, Verindra. Psychology of money.
Yeah. Let me know the books. I'll read it. And
Yeah.
I can't say I promise to share it again because Mahatma Gandhi
Yeah.
and the book are waiting.
Yeah, that's good.
Mahatma Gandhi is waiting for you, Kayum. Finish
Yeah.
it. For the
It's
record,
gonna be
I
yours
also
too.
rate 5-star by Carmen Gallo. Carmen Gallo is really, and related to Kak Desi presentation earlier, Carmen Gallo is also discussing about artificial intelligence in this book. Yeah, it can also be reference. All right, guys, we can move to the last two presenter, which is me and Kak Pipit. Kak Pipit first, ladies first, yeah.
I want to go first, but not because I'm a lady. Okay, I
You
just
cannot
searched
debate with
5
Kak Pipit.
stars
You
just
cannot debate
now.
with.
You
Yeah.
cannot debate with me. Okay, so everyone, I read Laskar Pelangi, right? So this is the ebook. I actually have this physical book in my class, but I forgot to bring it home. So I just showed you the PDF just now. I actually read this book since a long time ago, but I reread it with my students right now. So now the government asked teachers to teach Indonesian literature, right? And I decided to teach Laskar Pelangi to my students in grade 11 and 12. So probably if some people did not know, I work at Surabaya International School. So it's an international school, but 30% of our students are Indonesians. So the people who go to my schools are very privileged. If you can imagine, the school fee is 24 million rupiah per month. So 20, I don't know how much is that in
Berat, Bang, berat.
it, but that's probably around what to 1,500 US dollars per month. Yeah, so that's the tuition to go to my school. So we have people from Jarum, people from Sampurna, Maspion, all of these companies send their kids Sampurna to my school. All right, anyway. So I think it's a really great opportunity to teach them about Laskar Pelangi, but the main idea is about poor people, especially those who live outside Java. So I think it's really important. And I just realized the power of this book when I was teaching this book. Because in my class, usually we have smaller class, but we combine grade 11 and 12. So I have 25 students in my class. And now it's hybrid, right? Half of the students at home on the internet through Zoom, and half is in my class. When we were reading this novel together, the whole class became silent because I just realized it. It's just like everyone was in a deep thought, reading this book. And I just realized when I look around my class, everyone was dead silent. And that is really powerful. If you can imagine teenagers, they are basically, it's hard for them to be silent, right? Always talking to each other and things like that, right? And I've seen other class too. But when we read Laskar Pelangi, everyone somehow become hypnotized by the power of this book. So that's how I realized that literature is really important to send message to young generations at least. Because we can talk about nonfiction all the time, but the power of fiction is reaching a lot more people. And it's like what is it called? It's a powerful medium to get our point across. So that's why I think literature is important from this book. Second, I realized that the poverty outside Java that this book brought up is just a phenomena Gunung Es. It's just a tip of an iceberg, right? I know the story of Laskar Pelangi is not unique. A lot of places outside Java are struggling with the same type of situation, right? They are actually very rich as an island, like Belitung, for example, is very rich in aluminum, right? They're rich in minerals, but the people who live there are poor. So this is, of course, unacceptable, right? We have a lot of places, Papua, Buton, all of these islands that are very rich, actually, but the people who live there do not even enjoy the richness of their own island. So I think this is another fact that I learned from this book, right? This is a tip of an iceberg. And I also learned that a lot of our Indonesian people still inherit colonialism thinking, right? So like the Belitung is run by PN, which is Perusahaan Negara, PN. Well, PN was established by Dutch colonial government, right? But after Dutch left, the same type of people who run PN still act like Dutch people in the same island. So we inherit exactly the same colonialism mentality even among our own people. So that's how I think it's really important to try to make as equal as possible in terms of economic opportunity and things like that, especially in the rich area outside Indonesia, outside Java, right? So that's another one. And the last one that I want to, I think is precious taken out of this book is we need to learn, our homework is to teach as many people as we can in Indonesia, not only learning how to read, but also learning how to write, right? There are so many precious stories out there that needs to be told, right? Particularly from outside Java, in my opinion. But these stories are lost somehow because they are not recorded. They're not disseminated. So the really precious ideas just lost because there's no opportunity. They never teach us how to write, right? Only teach us how to write BABA, DED, or BADI, BUBU, DED, BUDI, all of these things, right? But never teach us how to actually write a novel or write a book, things like that. Right? So I think we should need to teach younger generation to write the story, that one. And when it comes to quote, the best quote I found is from Pak Harfan, the principal of Laskar Pelangi School. When we live, we live to give as much as we can, not to take as much as we can. So I think that is very powerful. It's kind of like a slap in the face, at least for me, right? Because we always want to get as much as we can. But the principal of the school have this motto, although when they're poor, they still manage to give others. So that's probably a motivation for us who are not poor, for example, right? There's no excuse for us. So, and when my students read that, a lot of them somehow like, yeah, like I said, it's hard for me to explain the atmosphere of the class that time, but everyone somehow felt like they have been criticized by this book, and I feel that's really good indication. We're working on something really good here. And that's the best quote. The next one is, what's the question? What is the lesson already, quote already? Rate this book 9. One more thing that I really like about this book is this book opened economic opportunities in Belitung. Before this book, Belitung was not heard of, right? But now Belitung has become a tourist destination because they have Laskar Pelangi tour. A lot of people, particularly from Jakarta, right, and the surrounding area, go to Belitung for doing literature tour, Laskar Pelangi tour. So that's how literature also can be can open an economic opportunity for the place. So that's another one, right? And FYI, Laskar Pelangi School is located on the same street as Ahok's house. Been there. So on the same street. So this is a magical street, can produce Ahok, can produce Andrea Hirata, and also where the location of Laskar Pelangi.
Yeah.
It's a pretty.
Jangan-jangan Ahok alumninya.
Siapa? Oh, Ahok bukan alumni.
Anda aja yang mau.
Akyong is not Ahok.
Oh.
Ahok is anyway. Belitung is really special place because the Chinese community there is very assimilate with the local people. You can see ada security guard who is Chinese, PNS who is Chinese, tukang beca who is Chinese, which is probably rare to see outside this place, right? Because the Chinese people who came to Belitung came as buruh tambang, so they're mine labor instead of as merchant or saudagar. In other part of Indonesia, they came as merchant. That's why they came as a rich people. Anyway, so I read this book 9 because I know that a lot of parts were not true, although they claim to be based on true story. I actually met Bu Mus, the teacher of Laskar Pelangi, when I visited Belitung with my students. I met her. And she said a lot of the parts are not true. So a lot of them were exaggeration. But I think it was necessary because if it's not, there is no exaggeration, there's no interesting story, probably people will not read it anyway, right? So I think it's based on true story, not so true, which is 9. But I understand why he exaggerated the story. And what's my next read? My next read is Marrying Young Indonesia. So I ordered this book on Tokopedia, right? And it's on the way to my house. Marrying Young in Indonesia, about the so many victims of child rights in Indonesia. And I want to know about their protection and what's the law implication and the practice, things like that. And if you guys want, please join me in this webinar about raising awareness of the consequences of child rights in Indonesia, 5th of October at 3 p.m. So if you're interested, I can send you the link to register.
What is it about, Kak? The
Child
consequence of
bride.
child brides.
Yes, like there are so many girls in Indonesia who were forced to marry young
Oh, okay.
ages.
Yeah.
I feel this issue has been personal because a lot of, not a lot, but several of my elementary friends, classmates, had to marry elementary. So some of my friends married at 13, 12.
Oh my God.
And I feel like could have been me. Yeah. And if I was forced to get married at 13 or 14, probably I cannot be the like I am today, for example. And I know for sure, like they were still learning how to take care of themselves. Now they have to get a husband, and then suddenly have a kid, and then learning to take care of themselves, they have to take care of other people at the same time. So that's why that's the next book. All right. That's it.
Thank you, Kak Pipit. So from the audience, do you have any questions to Kak Pipit related to the book?
I don't have a question, Bang, but it's really interesting to know that actually Kak Pipit met the boomers. I remember while reading that Laskar Pelangi, at same page I was laughing out loud. The other page I was crying out loud. Just Andrea Mirata is just awesome when it comes to mixing our emotions, but actually that's also the powerful book that actually told us that nothing dream is impossible. Just look Andrea Hirata right now, even though he was a student at really such a poor and an isolated area, but it turns out that he got scholarship to Paris. And oh my God, this just for me, it's really an awesome book. And then I also read several books related to Andrea Hirata, but I forget the book, the title of that book. So it's really no, not Eden Sorka.
Pohon
Apa sih?
Mimpi.
Hah?
Pohon? Is it Pohon or Mariam Karpov?
Mariam Karpov.
Lupa. Okay. But
okay.
I also interesting. I definitely forced myself to join your webinar, and oh my God, child rights is become kind of, even we are living in such a modern time, right? And then we could see a lot of, oh my God, why they're getting married in so young, and then they're getting forced by their family in order, probably the family is hoping that after marrying the guy, the girl will give several money to the family, right? And I also read one, it's really true phenomena. It's located in Sulawesi in this month actually, when several teachers and then with friends, they are demonstrating on the street because they want to save one of their friends that is being forced to marry for from their parents. Did you know that, Kak? Yeah, they are demonstrating. Yes. Yeah, that's really crazy. Ya Allah.
A lot of crazy thing happen.
Yeah, Bang.
Yeah. And you know, the highest child bride in Indonesia is actually in West Java.
Oh yeah?
West Java?
Mm-hmm. I read the data about child brides. The highest is actually in West Java.
Why? I mean, they're living in. I
can tell you, but wait next month.
But I think
okay.
it's a relate to it has relationship with the culture. In Medan, maybe Rida knows that we Batak tribes education is important than compared to married. So in Batak family, in Batak culture, woman and man, or son and daughter, really need to be educated well, because wealthy is one of our destination in life. Yeah, so wealthy just got by high education.
What is
So
that? The hepeng something?
That's money
Hepeng.
happening.
yeah,
What's the quote from Batak? Hepeng, hepeng.
yeah. What,
nang adong hepeng.
Nangadong
No, no, no.
hepeng. Yeah,
Nah, ada
money is
hepeng mean-
very important.
gak ada uang.
Yeah.
I forget. Hepeng man up. I forget. So I think how to handle this problem. Maybe we can absorb or influence the culture. Yeah. Yeah. I hope we can learn from the Batak culture. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably because of the traditions
Yeah.
and tradition
I
lah.
really hope we can learn from Padang culture as well, when women is the head of
Oh
household.
iya ya,
Oh
Padang
iya.
go ahead.
Pat-
Ya,
apa? Patrialism apa?
Patriarki.
Patriarki.
Materialism.
Iya.
Matriarki ya, matriarki.
Matter.
Oh iya, mater. Pater itu laki ya.
So
Patriarchy.
I want to know more about Padang culture. So how they educate the woman. So should the woman educated more than men because they will buy the man, or what?
Yeah,
Because-
we can talk about that. Yeah, I think. Do you guys know Wardah Cosmetics?
I know.
Cosmetics,
I know Wardah.
I know I
saw
use it.
TV,
Yes, right?
but I don't use it.
It's taught by, of course you don't use it, Jerry. That would be okay. It started by a Padang woman, because in Padang you
Really?
yes, a Padang woman. Because in Padang they teach entrepreneurship since they were young.
Wow.
Woman. But I think let's talk about it next meeting. Yeah, it's 12.
Yeah, sure. 12 yeah. So yeah, we should. How
about you, Jerry? You need to
one
share your
more.
books as well.
Yes, definitely.
Go
So
ahead.
no more question to Kak Pipit.
No more lah.
You know. So thank you Kak Pipit for the presentations. It's very great book. I read Edensor as well long time ago. Edensor, the story about Andrea Hirata went to France for the scholarship. But I have to admit Andrea Hirata is very good at merangkai all literasi itu. He's really number one. No more next Andrea Hirata, I think. Maybe there are more Andrea Hirata, hopefully. Okay, guys, the last presentation is from me. I would like to share the book that I read this last month. I'm sorry I didn't share that in the group. This one, Richard Branson. I read this book. I bought this book because it was on discount on Periplus. And I was interested in that the title. Screw it, let's do it. It's the title of the book. Why I was interested in the title, because often the one thing that hold us from doing or chasing our dreams is we don't do it. We think about it, but it's somehow there is something that hold us from doing that things, chasing our dreams. And maybe it's related to Karida books previously. It is about the self-limiting beliefs. We always think about limiting belief that actually it's false, that is preventing us from doing the things we want to do. And the chapter 1 from this book is straight to the point about just do it. The chapter 1, and the lesson I got from this book is that if you have something, if you have one goals to achieve, just take one single step, to do that. So there is a Chinese proverb saying, is it Chinese proverb or a 1,000 miles journey begins with single steps. That is so easy to say, but it's so hard to do sometimes, because there are many considerations of why we don't do things we want to do, right? And most of the time, fear also take parts in that decisions. So from there are 14 chapters in the book, and there are three that I just highlight about lesson from Richard Branson sharing this book. Is that the first number one, just do it. So anything you want to do, just take single step, and make it happen little by little. And the number two, have fun, right? uh, have fun means enjoy what you do, don't stress out. Again, this quote also is so easy to say, but it's difficult to implement. And number three is be bold. uh, in life we cannot avoid risk. There is in everyday life we always faced with the risk. Take risk. it you cannot avoid risk, but take risk. uh, Measured risk, resiko yang terukur gitu. And don't gamble on something you cannot control. Many times we gamble on something we cannot control, and in end up we are losing, right? So always don't gamble on things we cannot control. So if you are heard Richard Branson, you must be also know about Virgin Airlines. So just for information, that Virgin Airlines, the word Virgin here, it was taken by Richard Branson because he was virgin in business that time, so he used the name Virgin. And you may have heard also Virgin Islands in Caribbeans. It actually has nothing to do with Virgin company of Richard Branson, Virgin Islands. So it's just Virgin Islands is different, and Virgin Airlines by Richard Branson is also different. And Richard Branson is not taking that Virgin Island as the name of his company, he said. And for your information, Richard Branson also has private islands called Necker Island in Caribbean. And you know how much he bought it for? He was offered that time, I don't recall the year, he was offered $3 million US, but he bought that for $180,000. It's a very great deal. But apparently he has an agreement with the landowner that he has to build the islands. He has to make the area, maksudnya he has to build the island so it is habitable. I don't know how he bought that island very cheap, as 100 and from 3 million US to 180,000, only 180,000. And that island was once used as the place to filming the apa sih? I forgot the name of the TV show, the TV show, ya. The Billionaire apa gitu. Ya pokoknya ada there is a filming reality show filming in that island. So this book was written in 2009, and Richard Branson has been talking about Virgin Galactic. If you have heard news recently that Richard Branson is flying to space with his Virgin Galactic. So Richard Branson is very a visionary man. And there is also one lesson I got from Richard Branson is that like this: if somebody offer you an opportunity, just say yes, and you can figure it out later. So most of the
Mas
time,
Kayung's photo.
so most of the time we are too skeptic about opportunities. We sometimes see opportunities disguised as apa ya? We are too skeptical of opportunities. We don't say, but Richard Branson say you should be saying yes to some apa namanya? If somebody have offer you opportunity, say yes, and you can figure it out later. So the part of Richard Branson's success is that he never looked down any ideas that presented to him. He's always taking that ideas and think about it. So he never presumed. So I think that's the part of his success. That's the mindset that makes him success as well. Yeah, and he is the guy that always wanna do actions. Just not talking, but do actions toward what he planned to do, or something like that. And also I noticed that the part of Richard Branson's success is because his family is very supportive, very supportive. Even his mom is very concerned about Richard Branson would like to do his magazine in school, where everybody in school is looked down at his idea and never don't care about it. But his mom was very much interested, like he wanted to support him in giving apa namanya modal to do that, uh, the student magazine. So the environment, the support from our loved ones is very important for to be successful. So let me summary. The number one is just do it. Whatever you plan, do it. Take single steps. And the second one, have fun. Enjoy what you do. The third one, be bold. Take risk, but a measured risk. And the fourth one is that you have to surround yourself with people who support you. So that's what I can tell from this book I'm reading about Richard Branson. And the favorite quote here, I can say, this is very much, we have heard this quote many times. Life is too short to be unhappy. Life is too short to be unhappy. And what should you rate the book from 1 to 10? I would give it probably 8, because Richard Branson is just sharing his stories, while out there are many books that is telling as well about the same stories. Most of the part of this book is telling about the same stories, but from this book I can get what is Richard Branson mindset about his success. So that's what we can get from this book. And what is your next reading? My next read, I haven't decided. Maybe I will share later in the group. Yeah. And the last one, is there any questions for me regarding the book I'm reading last month?
Is there
Any?
I have a question, Jerry?
Yes, Kak. Go ahead.
Is there anything about education that he mentioned, or is it just as a person you just need to take a risk and take the chance? Is there anything else more? Nothing, something we haven't heard of, from maybe you have not heard of?
The educations mentioned about education in the book. You mean?
No, I meant to say, sorry, education was a distraction, sorry. So is there anything, the tips from the book that you have not heard of? Like,
okay.
read a lot of business books, a lot of these tips, right? Is there anything you got from this book?
Yes. That's actually the one I just mentioned just now, that is saying always think positive about ideas. don't underestimate ideas or always take serious of ideas that is present to you. Because the problem is we are human are so good at assuming and presuming it's not gonna work. I have already done it before. It's gonna work. That's a good idea, but I already did it and it's not work. So something like that. So if somebody gives us an idea, we should take it seriously and consider the why he's saying the idea like very discussing.
Don't judge
Because
immediately. That's
yeah,
that it?
because I really experienced that too. That sometimes people give me ideas and then I say, oh, maybe it's not gonna work. But then
But it doesn't mean that we have to do all of the ideas, right?
exactly. So we accept the ideas, we think about it. It doesn't mean we have to do what other people, but it says you have to think positive about any ideas presented to you. Don't assume. Yeah. Something
Oh my
like
God, Bang Jerry. Wow.
that. Any question, Karina?
Actually, not really question, but I do totally agree with your point of view when it comes to presenting that book. Actually, it has similar message with the book that I've read before. Everything is figure outable. So actually, the one of the sign of powerful growth is even though you have know about that idea or even though you already knew something before, but Mary Farlow recommend to reader to actually don't pretend that habit. I mean, just try to ask yourself, what can I learn from that? What is the new thing that I can get
Yes.
from this idea? Even though we know, or just let's say that we are familiar with that idea, but it turns out that if there is always something that we can take for our own good. That doesn't mean that
Yeah.
we do and then we are trying to doing everything what people recommend to us. That doesn't relate to that, but actually try to question ourselves, what is actually something that we can learn from that, right?
Yes. Is there something I missed or something like yeah, like
just
be positive, be positive, be positive.
yeah, it's also one
Yeah.
of the thing that Mary Farlow highlight from the first chapter. So actually that's when you are trying to always questioning yourself, like what can I learn from that, instead of I already know that before.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are going to be a witnessing for yourself that you are growing your wing.
Yeah.
Actually, ya kan Bang?
Yes, that's correct. And I forgot one thing from Richard Branson that he loved adventure. This guy loved adventure. He almost died twice because of adventure.
Wow. What kind of adventure? Because I
Enjoy life
used
like
to climb mountain.
yeah. Richard Branson himself he
He's
fly on
more
a
than that.
balloon.
He fly in a balloon. He
Yeah,
Oh wow.
sky jump,
Oh
right.
wow.
all of these things. Yeah.
Oh
Oh my God,
wow.
it's crazy. Like he really live the moment. That's one quote from him. Live the moment.
Live the
It's
moment.
not easy as said. I'm thinking my family.
But don't make that the last moment of your life.
Yeah. Oh my God. So any question? Any more question? Thank you, Karida, for the comment and Kapipit. Any more question, guys, before we close the session?
I think we're good. We're kind of over time actually.
All right. So okay, then thank you very much, guys. Let's end up this session.
Photo.
Okay, photo first, yeah.
Grab a
Wait,
book.
wait,
Grab a
wait,
book
Kak.
and take photo.
I am wearing a jilbab.
Go ahead. Atau pakai
Go ahead.
selimut juga nggak apa-apa.
Yeah.
Tapi apa nih? But Bang, actually I read that book from my phone.
Oh ya?
It's okay.
That's good.
Grab any book. Aku juga ini pakai Women as Educational Leaders book.
Oh,
Ya, ini,
okay,
Bu. Ini
okay.
aku pinjamin Bu satu.
How to put it that way, Mas Perindra?
Ready everyone?
Nyur.
Nyur. You have a book?
Ya.
Itu a taste of apa? Terindra?
My kids always, my kids want to join as well with the book.
It's
It's
okay.
the
Yes,
version, the old
nice.
version.
A taste of what, Terindra?
Irrationality is the old version of the
Taste of
time.
irrationality. Okay. So New Rida, are you ready?
Apa?
Yes, I
Nggak bisa lihat bukuku.
Nyur itu jangan pakai itu. Oh, oke. Jangan pakai blur. Matiin blurnya. Oh, reach that for that juga. We have to reach that for that. Oke. One. Nyur masih itu.
Just put your hand behind your phone, Kak New. Put your
There
hand
you
behind.
go. One.
Yeah. That
Naik.
way.
Okay, 1, 2. Done. Okay.
So
Kakak suka.
the closing one. Thank you very much for attending the meeting today. Thank you to Verindra. Thank you to Kak Pipi, Kak Desi, Ko Ayung, Kak Rida, Kak Nyur, ya. Hopefully we can meet in the next meeting next month. And don't forget to share your next read in the group, yeah. Is there anything more to say, Kak Pipit?
I think we need to confirm that Karindra will be the moderator next month, right? And
Alright.
we need to confirm the time. The time is, the date, I mean, is 14 November.
14 November. Okay,
14
guys.
November, second Saturday. And our
Sip.
usual time is 12. I'm not sure. You guys want it to be at 10 a.m. like this, or you want 12?
Yeah, I see a lot of I see more people can make it in this time.
Ya, morning aja lah ya.
But yeah, nanti kita voting. All right.
Yes, let's vote. So Perindra, if you want, you can put the trigger and stuff so people can respond. But if not, up to you.
Okay, sure.
All right.
All right.
See you next month, people.
See you next
Bye-bye.
month.